able to focus ourselves in some effective activities that will bring results to us early on in the year. And that is exactly why we do Team Cup in February. We let you guys kick off strong in January, get things going, get your goals put together, get lots of stuff organized, and then we head right into those activities that will produce results for your business. And so I want to I'm not going to take long, but I do just want to take a second to recognize and acknowledge the true purpose behind our Team Cup. This isn't, just a promotion that we do to, because we don't have anything better to organize in February, because we want to give away some prizes, or because Michael Neiman developed a really cool, cup with jewels and bedazzled, things on there. We love giving out prizes. We love the team aspect to it. But at the end of the day, you guys, if we start Team Cup with the end in mind, that end is that we grow our business. And in order to grow our business, if we follow some very simple principles, we'll be able to get those results. And what's one thing that I like to talk to coaches about is, if we are engaged in activity, in business activity, and I'll even go so far as to say effective activity, the result of that effective activity will always be business growth. Okay, so remember that effective activity equals business growth. And what Team Cup does is it really gives us a chance to knuckle things down to the fundamentals, to do those things that help us engage with our coaches in a way that is, it helps them to grow the business. We focus in on Success Club points. You can generate points that way. We've got an opportunity to focus in on not only our own rank advancements for point generation, but we also in this Team Cup are giving out points for helping your personally sponsored coaches rank advance. And so we're looking at duplication. All of these things are fundamentals to the business. At the end of the day, as we engage in these effective activities, it will help us to grow our business. That's really the purpose. That's really why we drive at this. And Team Cup helps you to do this in not just an effective way, but also in a fun way. We want Team Cup to be fun. Being a Beachbody coach is fun. And so make it fun for your team. Design some little inter-team competitions, some inter-team recognition, some inter-team things that just keep people engaged on a daily basis. The most successful Team Cup teams are those that have ongoing engagement, ongoing fun that brings them, into the group, reporting their results, and really just keeping them engaged in those activities that generate points and that create fun for your team. So let's go out. Let's attack this with tenacity, with passion, and get those results that we're looking for. So you guys, it's time to get it done. I am going to got messages popping up here. I would like to introduce them with no further ado. Mr. Jeff Hill, our Executive Vice President of Sales. He has got an awesome message for all of us as we begin our Team Cup competition here in the coming days. Jeff, if you would, take it away.
He's muted.
Unmute yourself, Jeff.
Unmute yourself.
There. Can you hear me now? Craig? Is that a thumbs up? Okay, you're now muted, Craig, so that's just the way I like you, muted. So that's fantastic. So, hey, well, listen, coaches, Craig doesn't even know what kind of message I've got. So he doesn't know if it's a fantastic message or if it's just, magically mediocre. But hopefully it will be something that will give you a few takeaways. And here's what you guys need to remember. Right now, the benefit of these Zoom calls is that I can see all of your faces. And so I can see whether you're smiling, whether you're engaged, whether you're on your cell phone, or whether you're just bored to tears and nodding off. So right now, okay, that's better, Sarah Roney, because you were just totally looking away from me, and I can see all. I'm looking at Michelle, I'm looking at Roland, Erica, Jennifer, Kate, and I've got some notes up here, Lauren, all you guys. Sarah, you're down at the bottom. Sarah Facemeyer, you're down at the bottom of my page, but I can see you right next to Heather. So anyway, you guys get the idea that I am looking at you. So here's the bottom line. In some respects, these pieces are where we're preaching to the choir, right? We get you on these calls. You guys are leading Team Cups. Craig was spending just a minute or two and saying, here's all the virtue of Team Cup. I was just on the wall, which is for 5 stars and above. And I there's been a lot of, things going on. Some leadership posts been going on. And I said, so guys, here's what's happening right now. Okay, because we see this time and time again. January is always a great month. Okay, it just turns out that people are all excited. They're running, they're gunning. They're sharing. The products are hot. Volumes up, checks are up. People are happy. And then what happens is then people, once they get happy, they start to relax. They start working as much, start focusing on the right kind of behaviors. They slow down. Volume goes down. Checks goes down. And then all of a sudden we start to see this activity that goes, oh, what's going on out here? Okay, and honestly, probably the two most critical months in the year are February and March. Okay, February, because we have this team cup that it's really simple, but it creates this vehicle. It creates an opportunity for people to engage and to rally their teams, and then to follow up with the people that come in the month of March and to work with them. So I'm not going to spend much time talking about get on a team cup because you're on a team cup. What I will challenge you to do, man, if there's somebody out there, if there's somebody on your team, and I know you guys have already rallied people, but help them get a team, because this can be one of the most leveraged opportunities that we offer. So I've got to watch the clock carefully because we have a call right after this. So I've got about 15 minutes and then I will be out of your hair for the day. So a number of years ago, I'm going to share 3 little pieces here. Okay. A number of years ago, I was at a meeting and we had this guy by the name of Dr. Ken Dykewald. He's a gerontologist type of a presenter, and what he does is he looks forward to the aging population and what's happening in the world and what kind of opportunities that creates. But as he got up and he spoke, he asked this question. He said, how do you catch an elephant? Okay. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really hadn't spent a lot of time pondering the question of how you catch an elephant. Maybe that's just because I really don't have need for an elephant in my life, right? But as I was thinking about how you catch an elephant, he responded and he said this. He says, you don't run up from behind and try and catch it. You get out in front of it and dig a hole big enough for it to fall in. Okay? Point 1, how do you catch an elephant? Point 2, Wayne Gretzky. I don't know if anybody's hockey fans out there. The great Gretzky, one of the best ever in the entire world. He was asked this question: what is the key to your success? Okay. Greatest, seriously, probably one of the greatest. They called him the Great Gretzky because he was really one of the best ever to play the game. His simple answer was, be where the puck is going to be. Okay. Anticipate where the puck is going to be and skate to where it's going to be, not try and catch up. And then number 3, maybe one of the best ways, I have a large family, got a bunch of kids, most of them are grown up now, but one of the best ways to teach my family was surrounded by these, what I refer to as the 6 Ps. Okay. And my kids will all tell you what the 6 Ps are. I always used to think they were teaching moments for them. My kids probably like to refer to them, here's another lecture, from dad type of deal. But the way these 6 Ps typically would come to life in our family was on Sunday evening, about 8 o'clock. See if any of you guys can relate to this. They would inform me that they'd have the equivalent of some doctoral thesis that they had to have prepared for first thing on Monday morning. And I'm going, you telling me this now? Okay, well, so the 6 Ps, this is when I would launch into my lecture teaching moment. The 6 Ps, prior proper planning prevents poor performance. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance. You could even recreate those into maybe predicts something performance that's great performance. So maybe you're asking the question, okay, so what do elephants, hockey pucks, and the 6 Ps have to do with your Beachbody business and where you are right now? And I think that they've got just about everything there is to do with what this is. They're all about taking advantage and leveraging opportunity. You see, when Dykewald was talking about catching an elephant, he wasn't really talking about elephants. He was talking about how do you capture and leverage great opportunities in your life. And of course, the way to do that is to get ahead of it and to anticipate and then dig a hole big enough for that opportunity to fall into that hole. Gretzky's message was get ahead of it, be forward thinking, be thoughtful, put the right pieces in place so you're going to be where that opportunity is going to be. So he would skate to where he would see the puck going, and more often than not, or better than anybody else that had ever played hockey at that point, he was there, and he became one of the all-time greats because of that. Lastly, the 6 Ps. I think those are self-explanatory. Prior proper planning. It's prior proper planning. Again, it's the anticipation of putting yourself in the right place. We were at Summit last year, and I've seen this guy be a number of times before, but DeWitt Jones with National Geographic, a photographer. He shares this concept of putting yourself in the place of highest potential or greatest potential. To continually get better. And that's what this really is all about. Now, again, I may be preaching to the choir a little bit on this, and I'm going to get to some things you can focus on. But let me just step back. And I know that I'm a company guy, right? I'm supposed to drink the Kool-Aid, right? Because I'm a company guy. And I do drink the Kool-Aid. I really like the Kool-Aid. And you know what? I believe in the Kool-Aid that we sell. And the reason I believe in the Kool-Aid that we sell is because I do believe that we are a company that is the best positioned to be the very best in the entire world in the fitness arena. I believe we offer an unparalleled opportunity. We're better than anyone when you put together our peer support, our nutrition, the rewards, our programs, everything that we have. We are better aligned than anyone else in the world. And you, as coaches, are really the channel by which we're choosing to take that to the world. We had TV programs. We've got an infomercial company that drives a lot of awareness. But guess what? That is not nearly as impactful as who you are, your stories, your abilities, the ability that you have to connect with other people and follow up and impact their lives like nobody else does. And it's that piece, when you couple all those pieces together, and kind of mold them, that creates what I believe to be an unparalleled opportunity in the world that can be absolutely life-changing for you, not only from a physical transformation, but from a physical transformation, from an emotional transformation, from a family transformation, from a financial aspect. All of those pieces come together so well. And so as I've watched successful coaches, as I look at those 3 little stories I told you, but I look at the successful coaches that put those pieces together, the first thing that they do is they realize that there is an elephant of an opportunity in the company. They recognize what the opportunity is. They recognize what it can provide to them and the kind of future that it can create for them. It's not just a hobby, okay? It can't be a hobby for people. But those that are successful treat it with more discipline and approach than those that just kind of look and go, oh, it's not an elephant. Or maybe, you know what, yeah, we're going to run past this elephant. And isn't that cool? Look how big it is. Look, man, look at those tusks on that thing. No, they see it for what it is. So the first thing you need to do is to recognize that opportunity is there. And then the second thing is you do need to get out in front of it. Otherwise, if you're trying to run up from behind, if you're trying to look at this thing, just say, oh, there it is out there, all you're going to do is catch a few of the hairs or the droppings from the elephant, right? Not the good stuff, okay, as you look forward. So as you look at what you're doing in this Team Cup, realize that your ability to lead, your ability to connect, your ability to make a difference right now is going to be very key in digging a hole for the elephant. It's being where the puck is. It's being, the 6 Ps. And as you anticipate over the next 5 days, what's going to happen with your Team Cup, I would spend some time with your team in prior proper planning. Every Team Cup team that has come in that has won this thing, or Fall Classic team that's come in this year, there's been a common element that they engage in. And it has been textbook recipe, success leaves clues type of a deal. As we sit down and talk to them, that every one of them has said, you know what we do beforehand? We sit down with our spouses, with our partners. We sit down as a team and we game plan this thing, what it's going to look like. We realize what the sacrifice is going to look like. We we set our sights on what we want this to be and what we're going to accomplish, and they get great clarity on that. They get tremendous clarity. And then for that, you get 29 days. February, you get a bonus day, right, this month. So you get one extra day, but then with great clarity, they go for it. And that's going to be a key piece, because you are going to run into headwinds very quickly in Team Cup. Because what happens is teams are all gung-ho, they're ready to go, their hair's on fire, they're full of passion, energy, and everything else. And then about the first weekend, when people aren't falling into their laps, you're going, oh, this ain't all that in a bag of chips. Yeah, you're right, it's not. It's work, but that's where your ability to lead these guys really comes into play, and it draws on your leadership ability to tap into who they are, what they want to achieve. And you know what I would say on this? Be bold. Okay, be bold in what you want to achieve. Right now, my guess is the majority of you on this screen, the extent of your thinking has been, yeah, we're going to form a Team Cup. Keyshawn and Craig and these guys that said, hey, we should be on a Team Cup. It's good. We can get some tier prizes. We can get a hoodie. We can get this or that. Woo! No, you're missing it. Set some goals that are going to inspire you, that are going to move you, and that are going to stretch you. Be dramatic about what you're going to do. Paint yourself into a corner, okay, with the goals that you set. Burn the ship, okay, in what you're going to do. You've got to stretch and you've got to reach a little bit more if you're going to squeeze what's going to come out of this. Because guess what? If you do that, March, April, all of a sudden become these months where, volume goes up, leadership goes up, rank advancement happens, checks come up, and it's not the check, okay? It's what you do. Financial stability, financial peace, you pay off the Christmas bills, you pay off whatever it is, you can pay cash for this, you can fill up that gas tank. That's where the stuff comes from. As a leader, you've got 4 responsibilities, I think, of these Team Cup teams. The 4, I'm going to call them the 4 E's, okay? You need to bring energy to your team. You need to be the energizer, okay? So of that team, which means you need to keep, you need to have your own personal energy, but then you've got to be the one that energizes them. And you should have these on your computer on a Post-it that just says, is this what I'm bringing to my team? Am I bringing energy? Am I the energizer that finds ways to fill up these other guys? Then also what you need to do, leaders have an edge. Number 3E, they have an edge. They have an attitude. They're going to push. It's going to be sharp. Edges are sharp, right? You got to watch out for edges. Be careful, be someone that's got a little bit of edginess, a little bit of attitude, because people want that. People want to be led. Most people want to be led in the right direction. And your responsibility as a Team Cup leader is to lead them. And in order to do that, you've got to bring a little bit of edge. The next thing that you've got to do, and this is key, you have to execute. And that's why, that's the 4th E. That's why you've got to bring that edge and have some prior proper planning. If not, you're going to be like the Alice in Wonderland story. The Cheshire Cat, she comes down and says, hey, where are you going? I don't know. Do you have any idea? I don't know where I want to go. And the cat, you guys know the story better than I do, says, then any of these roads will take you there because you have no idea where you're going. So, you can get lost. Know where you're going on this. So set these goals. Know where you're going on this, and make a commitment that you're going to move this forward. There's a quote that I love from Mike Krzyzewski, coach of Duke basketball team. He's one of the greats, and he talks about being committed to this. And he says, make a distinction between being interested and being committed. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed, you follow through, no matter what. No excuses, okay? So the question, the moment of truth, you've got to ask yourself, and this is part of the prior proper planning with your teams to ask is, are you committed to seeing this through for 29 days? And do you have clarity in where you're going so you know what you're committed to? Okay? one more quote. I don't even know who said this, so I'll say, hey, Craig Collier told me this one time, and I'm going to quote him. So it says this: life is a series of near misses, but what we ascribe to luck is not luck at all. It's seizing the day and accepting responsibility for your future. Let me repeat that. It's seizing the day and accepting responsibility for your future. It's seeing what other people don't see and pursuing that vision, no matter who tells you not to. Here's the punchline. If you want to achieve widespread impact and lasting value, be bold. Okay? Be bold with this thing. Okay? So here I am. I'm Keyshawn at the beginning of this said, hey, Jeff's going to give you this inspiring thing. I can't motivate you. Okay? I can give you some pieces. I can give you some stuff. I can give you some food for thought. What you've got to do is you've got to take that now and motivate yourself. You've got to dig deep within yourself and say, what do I want out of this thing? The table's been set, okay? You've got new products. And even if you didn't have new products, because there won't always be new products, you have got some of the best products at your fingertips in the entire world that make differences in people's lives. And so the table is set with Team Cup. There's a reason to do this. The table has been set with great products. The table has been set with a great marketing plan that is changing millions of, 400,000 coaches we've got right now, but tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives in significant ways. But it all comes back to you. It all comes back to the decision you make. It all comes back to your leadership and your execution and to the visceral, gut-wrenching moment of truth that says, am I serious about this? Am I really committed? You won't be perfect, okay? You won't be perfect. You can stumble forward through this thing. Give yourself permission. But at the end of the month, if you were to define success, I like the term magic wand, if I could wave my magic wand over you guys, if I could sprinkle the magic dust on you guys, and I could fast forward us from the 1st through the 29th, through the last hour in the day, and you guys were to look back and say, what happened during this Team Cup? You could look back and say, you know what? I moved myself forward. I stretched. I learned, I grew, and I brought somebody with me, okay? No one's going to build this business for you. No one's going to build this business for you. This is the great part about this business. It's the other end of the stick. There's tremendous benefits, tremendous rewards that come from this, but they are earned by you and your ability to execute. So, if you want to change the fruits of this, one more quote. I don't know who said this. If you want to change the fruits, you're first going to have to change the roots, okay? That's where there's change. You've got to get down deep, you got to work, and you got to work deep in your business. Last poem and I'm done, okay? Anglican, this was on a tombstone. It's called the Anglican Bishop Poem. When I was young and free and my imagination had no limits, I dreamed of changing the world. And as I grew older and wiser, I realized that the world would not change. And I decided to shorten my sights somewhat and change only my country. But that too seemed immovable. As I entered my twilight years in one last desperate attempt, I sought to change only my family, those closest to me. But alas, they would have none of it. And now, here I lie on my deathbed and realize, perhaps for the first time, that if only I'd changed my life first, then by example, I may have influenced my family, and with their support, I may have bettered my country, and who knows, I may have changed the world. This is a piece about accepting responsibility. That's how you change. That's how you become a leader. Digging deep into your own roots, having a vision, executing, anticipating where the puck is, and digging that hole. So, guys, I'll close with this. Thank you for being Beachbody coaches. thank you for being part of who we are, of this company. I mean that sincerely. Whenever I get on these calls and I look at faces on here, I get the opportunity, we get the opportunity to look at people in their homes, where they're living, what it really looks like. And it always distills on me this concept that these are real people who have tremendous hope, tremendous dreams, that are grinding this thing out by themselves, on their own, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, trying to make a difference in their lives, their families' lives, and everybody else's lives. And it is a courageous, admirable, honorable thing. And I just want to say, I don't take it for granted. We're grateful for that. With that, Craig, just make this stretch, guys. Stretch. Be bold. And great stuff will happen. So, Craig, with that.
Awesome. Jeff, thank you so much. From our part as a region, we thank you for being with our coaches. I echo Jeff's sentiments and thanking each of you for all that you do for Beachbody, for all you do for your communities, for your teams, from members of other people's teams, the service and the way that you go about helping other people. It's what makes this a special company. Thank you so much for being on. Remember, you are the CEO of your business. It is your time to take all of this motivation now, all of these great tips that you've heard, and to create your game plan and make it happen for yourself. So you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you guys at the top. All right? Take care. Have a great day. Bye.